electronic journalism class aims to provide useful, unbiased news for the AISE high school student body that is balanced, accurate, and fair, and entertaining and interesting form.
Fair. Interesting. Useful.
Credible. Accurate.
Good morning, AIS. I'm Naman Galal.
And I'm Karim Consolo.
And we're proud to bring to you today the very first AIS news show. There are many interesting stories on our agenda today, so let's start with the first, sports. Consolo?
Thank you, Naman. Last week, the varsity volleyball team contributed at the tournament in Shuai Fed. Here's Saeed Sharaf with a story on how the Mighty Panthers did on the scoreboards.
So, Mr. Emilio, how was the tournament on Friday?
The tournament went well. The boys played very, very well, especially the first set of each game. Unfortunately, every second set they were losing their confidence. They couldn't stand the pressure, and they were most of the times losing 2-1. They finished third, but they improved their skills.
How about the girls?
The girls played equally well. Unfortunately, they were missing 3 of their players because of SAT exams. They got the Sportsmanship Award, Fair Play Award, but they finished 5th.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I fell on my hand, on my shoulder, and then I went to the nurse and she put cream on it and she told me not to play, but I chose to continue playing, and then while I was playing, my shoulder got dislocated.
For the past 4 years, many of us have gathered to go support the talents of AIS, and many of us were the talents of AIS. But this year, things are a bit rocky for the talent show committee.
Other news, the talent show has been postponed.
Once we get a new talent
During the talent show committee meetings, the members discussed postponing the talent show rather than cancelling it.
and we'll need
Signed up to be on the talent show committee.
During an interview, Mr. Wellborn discussed the reasons why the talent show was being postponed.
We all know about AIS for Egypt. It is a way for us here at AIS to learn how to contribute to our community. For as long as most of us can remember, AIS for Egypt has been a solid committee in AIS. So, let's take a closer look at the AIS for Egypt calendar to see what's coming up.
Hello. The first AIS for Egypt event this year was going to the SOS orphanage in either September or October. This was supposed to be a one-time event that was not going to be repeated again. However, the results of that event were overwhelming. Many of the students wanted to go back to SOS. Many of the children wanted us to go back to SOS. This is because we, as AIS students, were able to create a good bond and a friendly bond between these students.
We are the youth. We are the future.
We are the children.
We are the change. We have the strength.
We have the power to make the world a better place. We are united.
We are all Egyptians.
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 Egyptians. Egyptians.
Egyptians.
Egyptians.
مصريين.
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 High school. For some of us, it is a time we will remember the best days of our lives. For the rest of us, it may bring memories of hate, anger, and confusion. High school is a time we learn to communicate and we learn to solve issues much bigger than us. And despite all that, and our expectations to act for what is right, high school is where bullying takes place. Nowadays, with the advanced technology, bullying has become cyberbullying, much more diverse and dangerous. What exactly is cyberbullying? Here's Karim Sulaiman with the story.
What does leadership team think about cyberbullying?
So obviously, any kind of bullying is serious. At AIS, we feel like all the students should be able to come to school, feel good about the environment here, feel good about the learning environment, the social environment, and anytime anyone's bullied, you don't feel good about yourself. And for someone to make someone else feel uncomfortable, to make someone else feel miserable, so that they don't even want to be in school, or they don't have fun here, they don't like being around their peers, that's unacceptable. People need to treat each other with respect. So that's how the leadership team, and I think all the students and all the parents and all the teachers feel about this. We want this to be a fun place to be, a good place to be, a place where you can get a good education without feeling bad.
What does the student handbook say about cyberbullying?
It is here under major offenses on page 14. And there's a list of about 11 offenses, and specifically number 8 says intimidation, threatening, violence, or bullying, included cyberbullying, at AIS to a faculty member, staff member, or fellow student will not be tolerated. Consequences for major offenses can include, but specifically say they're not limited to. First offense is typically an in-school suspension. If it's a more serious offense, it might be a multiple-day in-school suspension. Second offense is typically an out-of-school suspension, and third offense is typically an expulsion.
How should students deal with it?
And I know that there's this sort of student code that you don't rat on a friend and ask us for help. It gives us a chance to help you. What you can't do is take matters into your own hands.
What do AISE teachers think?
Cyberbullying is a very serious offense. It can cause serious damage to people's self-esteem. We don't need that at this school.
Egypt is facing a time of change and political turmoil. Although most of us might not have known about the political process in Egypt, I think it's fair to say that most of us now have our own political views. To learn more about that, let's look on the parliamentary elections. So how much do you know about the parliamentary elections?
What elections?
How much do you know about the parliamentary elections?
Just that they're happening.
Today we'll talk to Dr. Dina about the parliamentary elections in Egypt.
This parliamentary election will determine the first Egyptian parliament after revolution. 2/3 of the parliament is going to be dependent on lists or coalitions, and in my particular, where I went to vote, there was 112 names, so and there wasn't really much advertising, so you didn't really know these people. You want to vote for someone you believe in, but you also want to vote for someone who's likely to win. You also have to take other people's perspective in consideration. Obviously, you wouldn't vote for someone you don't believe in because you think they're going to win.
And that's it for today's news. Thank you for watching, and we hope you enjoyed the very first AIS news show. I'm Laman Galal.
And I'm Karim Bin Sowa.
And you're watching AIS News.